And welcome to Big Movie Mouth Off. We're here at our kind hosts, Bruvy Cinema Pub, reviewing more movies. I'm Jeff Weiss with MSN Entertainment.
And I'm Jimmy Martin with Slug Magazine. Now you can find the Big Movie Mouth Off on Xfinity Channel 6, as well as their on-demand system. It's under Utah On Demand, Salt Lake Alternative. Just Big Movie Mouth Off, written there. Spelled correctly and everything. It's amazing. Ooh. Technology. Who would have thunk it?
On this week's show, we'll be reviewing Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace in 3D, the re-release, as well as the military action thriller Act of Valor. But we're starting this week's show with Wanderlust, a raunchy comedy from some of the makers of Role Models. Paul Rudd and Jennifer Aniston play a would-be yuppie couple who he's lost his job, they've lost their apartment, and now they find themselves in a commune. They're sort of uptight, new way of living. Only one of these two partners is going to take to these new environs. See if you can guess which one of the two it is.
I don't know. I think it's Aniston.
I think it's Aniston too.
Let's get the hell out of here.
All right, I cannot be in this car anymore.
Elysium bed and breakfast.
You looking for the B&B? There's another half mile. You can't miss it.
Leave? Yeah.
Oh, no, no.
Oh my God, it's coming out! He wants to make a suit out of our skin.
You guys okay? We'll take care of you. My name's Wayne, by the way. I'm a nudist.
Oh, yes, we noticed your penis earlier.
Touche!
All these people live here. This is a commune.
We prefer intentional community. We're not a bunch of hippies sitting around playing guitar. Wrap your fingers around the base of it, work the shaft down to the tip, and then flick the tip.
What?
Flick the tip, flick the tip.
Welcome to the Elysium community.
It's not like we're signing a lease. We'll give it a month.
2 weeks. Oh, George, I like you.
I like you too, Eva.
We should make love sometime. How'd you and Linda feel about that?
This place is incredible.
I actually feel like I'm a part of something that's real.
What is this?
Ayahuasca tea.
Reeks like a cat butt.
It has hallucinogenic properties.
I can fly!
You can't fly!
I believe I can fly!
If you're gonna get literal with an R. Kelly song, let the dude trapped in the closet!
Wanderlust.
So, I'm light on your bio. You know, man, is it cool if maybe we talk about this later?
Take your time.
You know, this movie has the feeling of a very tightly scripted comedy that the filmmakers eventually let their foot off the pedal and let people start improvising. I think those are the best moments of Wanderlust, actually. The more tightly plotted, more scripted moments, I think, in Wanderlust are less appealing and less funny than the clearly more improvised. I mean, we've got members of the state cast showing up and supporting
Or if
roles.
you're fans of Reno 911.
Or Reno 911, yes.
Some people even crossover.
Yes, exactly. And it's almost as if you can feel about midway, director David Wayne finally lets Paul Rudd off the leash.
Okay, you say he lets him off the leash, and I do like the more improvisational parts of this film. But for me, I think he kind of let the leash off a little bit too much, because there are scenes in this that they let Paul Rudd. I love Paul Rudd. I think he's a very funny actor, but it's kind of like that motion of, you know, it's funny, it gets old, it gets funny again. But I think they kind of went to the next level when it gets old again, because I found myself kind of going, okay, I got the joke. You know, you're doing the same bit for 5 minutes straight, and I appreciated it for a little bit, and then I kind of got tired of it. And it seemed like a reoccurring theme throughout the entire film. But my bigger problem with this film is Aniston. She's playing the same thing over and over and over again. You can see every twist and turn that she's going to deliver. Right. And here's the thing, and I've had this argument with some people, and I'll say it right now, and it makes me sound the biggest sexist pig, but that's okay. I'll own up to it. If you're reading the script, and this is a raunchy R film.
Yes, and by the way, there is a lot of nudity in this film.
Male and female.
Unflattering nudity too, let me just say.
Male and female. But guess who doesn't have nudity in it? Aniston. And when your character, you know, I'd say a spoiler a little bit, when your character is finally going to join the commune, become one of them, And what she does is gets naked in front of a news camera. I think you need to go all out. You know why? Because I think if the tables were turned and Paul Rudd's character was, I would say written to do that, he'd do it.
Right.
I mean, look at Jason Segel in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I mean, talk about an unflattering, looking male. I love Jason Segel. I love you so much. Thank you for the Muppets. But
I didn't need to see that much of his skin.
Well, that's fine, but he did it, and he's like, you know what? No one damned him for it. People thought it was funny.
Or for example, comic actor Joe Latrulio, who's in this, playing a nude winemaker.
Once again, not the most attractive person out there in Hollywood.
Let me just say this: he lets it all hang out.
Oh, yes, he does. Swaying in the wind, and it was funny. Like it just to me, if your character, if the entire arc, or not, a pivotal point in your arc story is that you get naked, I'd go all for it. Because when it happens, I'm like, oh, it's Aniston just not wanting to do it because she's the girl next door, and and she's Little Miss Goody. I would have found another actress. It just and it sounds so sexist, and if it does, I'm sorry. But it's just when a role calls for something, I think you should be 100% devoted to it.
Yeah.
That's just me.
That being said, I admit I laughed harder than I thought I was going to, especially based on the particularly unfunny trailers. And there are a couple of veteran actors who show up in supporting roles who actually got some laughs out of me. Alan Alda as the founder of the commune, and Linda Lavin as a realtor is very, very funny in the opening scenes of this film.
There's some great parts, but I almost kind of think, and I had this problem with some other films, is where I almost got more invested, and I found the side characters funnier than your two main leads. Right. You've got everything from Paul Rudd's brother in this film, another actor from the state, and I mean he's the most obnoxious, womanizing, whatever you can imagine. This guy is pure jackass.
Right.
But he's hilarious. And where I think every scene that him and Paul Rudd had together, he outshines Paul Rudd wholeheartedly. So I like Paul Rudd. I don't think this is his best. I still love you, Jennifer Aniston. I think you are amazingly cute. I just thought this was going to be like the next kind of like, I don't know, jump to more...
Well, especially after Horrible Bosses. Especially after Horrible Bosses.
For the stuff that came out of that girl's mouth in Horrible Bosses, I thought she was kind of like, I don't care anymore, but
nope.
Apparently she's still a little reserved.
She's
fine, whatever, but I'd go all out.
Yeah.
Now, most people think it's just my rant to get Jennifer Aniston to show her breast. Half of it's true. But Wanderlust, I enjoyed it a little bit. It's one of those films I think I'll forget in about a month. I'm giving it 2 stars.
Yeah, I'm a little bit ahead of you on that one. Again, I laughed more than I thought I would based on the trailer. I do like Paul Rudd. I like the supporting characters. Does it go too far? Do some skit portions go on too long? Of course. But I kind of needed it because we haven't had anything that made me laugh intentionally in a while. 2.5 stars from me, Jimmy.
All right. Well, when we get back, we'll be reviewing George Lucas's Episode 1, Phantom Menace in 3D. We'll be right back.